So today we're talking about squatting your first 500 pounds, which I think is something that is attainable for the average male powerlifter, given enough time, energy, and the right guidance. If you're wondering, what do I know about this? Fair, I'm by no means the most remarkable powerlifter out there. However, I have squatted at least 500 pounds in competitions several times at this point, and more importantly than that, at the time of this recording, I've coached 26 lifters to over a 500 pound squat, and beyond that, I've coached 11 people to a 600 pound squat, and currently 2 over a 700 pound squat. So take that for whatever it's worth to you. And with all that being said, here are the 3 most important things that I think you could be doing to squat your first 500 pounds. Number 1 is practice. This is not rocket science, guys. Any skill that you want to learn, from doing a backflip to perfecting your 3-point shot, all of those require practice to ingrain that motor pattern. Squatting is no different in that regard, and you need to be doing enough good quality reps to practice the movement. Maxing out once a week and then leaving the gym is probably not enough to cut it for most people. I suggest almost everybody try squatting 2 times a week, probably a heavier day and a lighter day. I'll get into that a little bit more later, with enough volume to ensure good stimulus for growth and just practicing the movement itself. Sets and reps can vary wildly from program to program. I'll get into my recommendations here in a little bit. But if you intend on maxing out with a single, and I'm betting that you do because you watch this channel, I suggest also frequently practicing with lighter singles. Number 2 is mass. There's an old saying that weight moves weight, and in a lot of ways that's true. It's going to be much easier for a 250 pound person to squat 500 than a 150 pound person. Do with that information what you will. I'm not saying that you have to gain weight to squat 500 pounds. Personally, on our team, we've had several 75 kg lifters be able to do it, but I am saying that it's almost certainly going to help in most instances. And even aside from just your overall body weight, the muscle mass that you're carrying in your lower body in particular plays perhaps the most important role in your ability to do this. That's why you see almost no one squatting 500 pounds or more on toothpicks. You need to be growing the size of particularly your quads and your glutes with hypertrophy focused training. For many people, squatting alone is going to be enough to get that ball rolling for them, but for many other people, myself included, adding accessory work such as single leg work, hinge movements like RDLs, and even machine-focused leg work can be super helpful in speeding up this process, as these movements are more efficient than squatting at targeting that musculature. And finally, number 3 is to follow a plan that doesn't suck. And before you ask, no, you don't need my coaching or any other expensive, fancy program to be able to do this, but you should be following some sort of thoughtful, meticulous plan in order to get you there. It almost never happens by accident. More specifically, you should be spending the majority of your time in intensity zones and rep ranges that are the most effective and conducive at stimulating strength gains. Now, sure, singles are important for practice and at getting accustomed to handling heavy weights, like I mentioned earlier, but they're probably not enough stimulus for most people. Similarly, squatting sets of 10 might help build your legs for a lot of people, but it probably won't get you strong as fast as doing sets of, say, 3 to 6. Now, if I had to draw you a picture of what would work best for most people, it would look something like this. Primary day, 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps, working in roughly that 70 to 85% intensity zone, maybe incorporating singles or other top sets. Secondary day, 3 to 5 sets of more like 5 to 8 reps, working within that 60 to 75% intensity zone most of the time. You should be progressing in load in a thoughtful fashion for 4 to 6 weeks at a time before a deload, and working with the majority of your time in the 6 to 8 RPE range. And that's pretty much it. But if you aren't confident in your ability to set up this kind of program for yourself, either send me a message or check out any number of the free, amazing programs that are available online. So to wrap this video up, I sincerely hope that it was helpful for you for at least 2 reasons. The first being to show that it is very possible for most lifters to be able to do this, and also to give you a rough outline of the most important factors that you could be doing to get yourself there. So if you like this type of content, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with more powerlifting content. I'll see you next time.